Roxbury, Boston Public School graduate. I went to Boston Latin Academy, graduated in 2007. In the article in the Boston Globe, talked a little bit about the gap of financial aid that I kind of encountered from the beginning. My first year, there was a gap of about almost $4,000, and my mother and I were able to pay that off using a monthly payment system. And so we just, wrote a check every month, and we're able to just pay that off out of pocket. The second year was a little more difficult. They were asking for $7,000. It wasn't something that was feasible to do on a monthly basis. So I had to take out a $7,000 loan in my name because of my mom's financial status. She wasn't eligible for Parent Plus loans or anything like that. So as a 18, 19-year-old student, I kind of just had to tack that on my own. And then I asked just about everyone that I knew if they could co-sign a loan for me, and unfortunately no one was approved. And so I tried to just get the loan for $15,000 on my own and was denied, which is why I now have the outstanding balance. No one, tried to sit down with me and tell me, these are your options, this is what you had to do, this is what you can do. I kind of had to figure that out on my own. At the end of the semester, when I couldn't pay it off, there was a woman who would call me just about every day and was like, you need to give us money, you need to give us money. And I was like, look, I don't have any money to give you. And I vividly can remember where I was sitting, and she was like, well, I only have one option for you. And she's like, you can set up a payment plan. And I was like, okay, that sounds great. Like, I can do that. I've done that before. She's like, okay, well, we need a $5,000 deposit. And I was like, where am I going to get $5,000? I've been working full-time, most of them being youth development nonprofits, working with young people who are in the process of selecting their next educational goal, whether that be higher education or trade. I didn't have like my mom or my aunt or someone helping me through these struggles. I wasn't able to navigate it properly. So had I known someone or had a mentor or someone sit me down and be like, all right, this is what you need to do, or this is the financial aid package they gave you. Like, now I know that you can contest a financial aid package. Did you know that? You can go back to the financial aid office and be like, look, now you know what students are coming to your school, give me more money. And most times they do. And these are things that I've learned with working with young people who are doing this process now. But I think it's definitely changed my life in the sense of how I look at the bigger picture of things. Like, this is one big aspect of what takes up a lot of my energy in terms of I work so that I can pay my bills, and I work more than I should because I don't make enough money because I don't have a college degree. So I work a couple of low-paying jobs just so that I can continue going to school. The students really need to be smart about their college decision-making in terms of money, just because, someone gives you a big, financial aid package, you need to be able to dissect it and realize what are grants and what are loans, and what kind of money is going to come out of your pocket at the end of the semester, and also having students realize like where they can get their best bang for their buck. When I was graduating from Latin Academy, it was kind of taboo to go to a state school or go to UMass Boston, and now a lot more students are going the non-traditional route and going to community college for a couple of years and then going to a state school and saving money, and in the end everyone's kind of still on the same platform while they're searching for jobs, and they're in less debt doing so than having gone to a 4-year private college and ending up with tens of thousands of debt. Thinking back now, I think a lot, and it might have something to do with where I went to school and what was expected of us, but it was definitely frowned upon to think about going to community college. It was like taboo, but I think that's something that I really could have used, not just for money saving purposes, but also just to be acclimated to the setting your own schedule and being responsible for your own education. It would have been really useful to not waste big dollars, if you will, on those like core classes that they make you take. So like those math and the English and the history, across the board, those are generally always the same things at most schools. So having to save, if I could have saved money on that, that would have been great. And it also would have helped in kind of narrowing down what you want to do. Like your freshman year, they don't ever make you declare a major. When I wanted to transfer all of my most of my freshman year credits didn't matter because I had changed majors after like my sophomore year. So like my education course that I took was like null and void. And so like I think it's useful for students who just need to save money, but also just need to figure out what their next step is. And I think I probably would have benefited from going to community college. When I was doing my research with Neil and for the article in the Globe, at the moment I have about like $65,000 of debt. And when I was having that, I like remember saying like, like I could go somewhere and buy a house with that. And I said it in like joking manner. And I was like, I could buy a house in like the small town that my cousins live in like Lakeland, Florida. Buy like a 1-story, 2-bedroom house with like an acre of land for $65,000. Would I want to do that? No, but I could. There's so many other things that we're not doing. Like, we're not going to be buying houses. We're not going to be investing in things. We're not going to have vacation homes or boats or all these other things that other people have. It's just not feasible for someone who has to pay $500, $600, $700 a month. It was a very disappointing and disheartening experience. Having gone, to high school and done pretty well, and my whole life people were like, you have to go to college, you have to get a college degree, and feeling all of that pressure and realizing that I proverbially was failing at it was kind of disheartening and disappointing to kind of just be stuck between a rock and a hard place. As a young professional, I kind of find myself in this catch-22 where I can't find a job because I don't have a degree, and I can't finish my degree because I don't have money because I can't find a job. In a positive sense, I think it's been really helpful in helping me become more of an advocate for myself, and kind of maybe not overcompensate, but definitely compensate for my lack of a college degree. I've been able to gain a lot of other skills and kind of do a lot of hands-on work experience. And I'm very fortunate for those who have, given me the opportunity to work or intern or volunteer at their organizations and harness a lot of things that I think that you can't really learn from picking up a book or studying it. There are a lot of experiences that I've had that a lot of my peers didn't have until a couple of years out of college. It kind of feels burdensome if you're just carrying it alone, but once you realize that it's not just you and there's a whole slew of us all in the same boat. Someone always starts talking about like, oh, I gotta pay my student loans, or like, it's kind of like a dark cloud over just about everyone's head that I know. It can be from the smallest amount. Like I know someone who only has about like $13,000 of debt, and one of my really good friends has over $100,000 of debt from undergrad. And we're all kind of, rowing on this big, huge boat. And I don't think that we realize how big of a power we all hold. So it's okay to make a sacrificing decision now, to kind of be a healthier adult, if you will, even if that means, going to school in state as opposed to moving, across the country to California to save $30,000. You might not understand what $30,000 is now, but 10 years down the line, it makes a difference.